Kids, I'm gonna tell you an incredible story.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
It's gonna be legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Expecto Patronum!
I am no Jedi.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Assemble.
Oh, it just gets me so hyped. So hyped after I listen to that. Every time.
How could it not? How?
I will
could it
admit, I listen to that way more often than I should. Like,
not?
I've turned on the podcast, because we're in podcast form, by the way, for all you YouTube viewers out there. We're in podcast form as well. And I will turn on the podcast just for the first 40 seconds of the show.
There you go. That's an idea.
That's the way to do it. I recommend you listen to more, but I mean that is totally your prerogative and whatever you guys
We
want to
definitely
do.
prefer you listen to more.
Yes, or watch more. I mean, who doesn't want to watch us, right? I mean,
Can I get you to only be on the podcast for 40 seconds?
I could, I guess. I mean, if you want to up my wage, yeah, I have no problem. You know, being a team player, but
Tell you what, I will
I'm
double your wage.
sounds like a steal. Oh man, that was a perfect time to insert the quote from episode 3. What is that? What's he say? What's Count Dooku say to Anakin? Oh my god, I'm blanking. Twice the pride, double the fall, which makes like
Oh, yeah.
like,
yeah.
but like 0 times 0 is still 0. Like that's yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that
yeah.
that correlates or anything, but sure, we'll go with it. We'll go with it.
There's a funny meme out there that makes sense to me right now. But anyway, welcome into the show,
It makes
guys.
sense to me. Tyler's just got
Welcome
like
in.
random things in his brain that he's looking at. No
dude,
one else can see.
That is true. That is very true. Welcome to the Carbonite Crew Show. Today is Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. And 3322, right? Yeah. That's got to be someone. Go buy a lottery ticket. Let us know if you won. And if you do, go ahead and donate to the show since we are on a zero salary here.
Oh, man.
Like I said, welcome in. We have a packed show for you today. We're gonna cram it all into this time slot that we've been given by no one except ourselves because we make all our own rules here. We got a packed show for you. First things first, how are you doing? You're doing good? You doing okay? You feeling better a little bit? Sort of?
I
maybe?
feel mostly normal. I've just got this lingering cough that won't go away, you know. And I keep doing things like recording podcasts that probably aren't going to necessarily help it, but here we are.
Hey, that's okay.
And at
That's
work,
okay.
I've been having a lot more meetings recently, so I just feel like I'm talking more at work
So
than I
you're just
ever have
talking
before.
all the time.
And so
That is
it's probably going to be a little bit before it goes away, but that's all right. I feel fine.
I know
other than that.
mine took a while. Mine took
Mhm.
a while, so I get it 100%. Good. I had Chick-fil-A and pizza today, so it was a pretty good day.
Wow, that
That
is a good
happened
day.
today, right?
Nice.
It really was like, and I have no guilt about it either. Usually, the day
You
like that,
shouldn't.
like I would have
You
some
shouldn't.
sort of guilt or I feel bad, but not today. I don't.
We had
I
tater
don't.
tot casserole for dinner, and
That
that's
sounds
pretty bomb.
amazing. What was in that? Cheese? Was there bacon in it?
Yep, it's tater tots, chicken, cheese, and bacon, and whatever
Dude,
cream of something that makes a casserole a casserole.
I used to work at Kroger, and our store at the time, like they would make meals every day. Like it wasn't just like frozen stuff. Like they made it. Then we had chefs, and one of their specialties was like a tater tot casserole with bacon, but they put like jalapenos in it.
Mm.
Dude, oh my god,
See, I don't like jalapenos,
Like,
but that's fine.
that's fair.
Also,
That's fair.
the Kroger that Tyler worked at, in case you were wondering, very high class, kind of ritzy area,
It was.
and that's why.
Yeah, there was some money in that area for sure. So, like, I really actually don't understand this dish. Like, in theory, it sounds great, but it was Dorito crusted chicken. stuffed chicken. And like it sounds amazing, but like you can't taste the Doritos. I got to make a confession on the show to the world. I think the Doritos Locos Tacos at Taco Bell are completely overrated. I feel like I cannot taste the Dorito. It's just a shell, or maybe a little cheesy shell, maybe a little bit.
I quite honestly don't have a real comment or opinion to give because I don't like Taco Bell.
Have you ever had it? Oh, you don't, because you think you're right. You're right. We never did go to Taco Bell a lot.
It's because I don't like it.
That's fair. I'm surprised I didn't drag you there more often, but that is what that is. Oh my god! If they're only open now, I swear they open for like an hour and a half a day here. Steak and Shakes in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm calling it now. I'm by name, by city. There are 2 Steak and Shakes here. I can't speak for the third one out south. But there are 2 here, up on the north side of town. Open your doors or something, or serve food. You're never
move here. You can move here.
That's my rent.
I wish
you have one of those there.
Shake. No.
You don't have a Steak and Shake there?
Mm-mm.
It's like Steven will say one thing to me to like kind of entice me to move, and then say something else that completely like just turns me away. Like
it's warmer. It's warmer here than there.
I don't know, dude. It was in the 50s today here.
60s
was it in the
here.
50s today there? Dang. All right, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
You win. You win this time.
I always win, man. I never lose.
All right, go ahead. Get us into our first topic of the day. I know you are excited about this one. We got some book news. So for all you bookworms out there, all you novel lovers, we have Steven's got some exciting news to reveal, or I guess to talk about today here on the show. So why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Yeah. So I'm not going to come on here and talk about every little fantasy book related thing that kind of pops up, and but this feels like a big one, because I think a lot of things might change after what Brandon Sanderson did this week. So if you don't know who Brandon Sanderson is, which you might not even know who he is because you don't read.
I do not, unfortunately.
So he is my favorite author, and he's kind of the the mainstream popular fantasy author right now. So he's the guy when it comes to.
Is he the Tolkien then of now?
Yes.
Like, would you? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Cool.
It's similar. I think with Tolkien, he didn't write a ton of things, but he was like the main one. He kind of started everything, but he's kind of
George R. R. Martin type thing.
Yeah, except more popular than like the George R. R. Martin. Now obviously Game of Thrones is really mainstream popular, but within the fantasy realm, Sanderson I think has a bigger pull than George R. R. Martin.
Okay.
Anyway, this week so I'm on the like newsletter that he's got for his website or whatever, and so I got an email from his website, and it was like, hey, just posted a video with an announcement, go check it out. I was like, okay, I'm at work, I'm not doing anything else. So I go open up the video, right? And he so it's just him. It's him sitting at his desk, and he starts talking, and he's like, look, I've been lying to you guys for the past couple of years, because so what he does, he is a very different, unique author in the way that he kind of does things. He interacts with the fans in a way that is extremely unique. So one thing that he does is he actually like tracks his progress as he's writing books.
Okay.
So you can like go on his website and see, what % done or what % of which draft he is in whatever book he's currently working on. And the man puts out books like a machine. So George R. R. Martin, for example, he's been on the last book for the Song of Fire and Ice series for like years at this point. And he's not like doing other things. It's like just that one book. Whereas Brandon Sanderson will have like, he's got like 4 ongoing series, and he's popping out a book every 6 months, whatever it is.
That's hard. Oof.
It's wild, man. So sorry if I keep muting myself and coughing. It's it's a struggle over here, but we're gonna fight through it.
Yeah, we're gonna get through it. We're gonna
fight through it for the Carbonite crew. We need to name these people. We got to name
come
our
on,
ship.
Guys, name yourselves.
Anyway,
Taylor Swift's fans named themselves. Where where are Swifties at?
Yeah, we're pretty much Taylor Swift, right?
Literally and figuratively. I mean, Swifties are welcome.
Oh my gosh!
Go
Anyway,
on.
he posts a video. He's like, "I've been lying to you guys for a couple of years. COVID was a tough time. I had a lot of isolation. Blah blah blah. A lot of time on my hands." And then he like reaches under his desk and grabs a stack of papers and slams it on. And he's like, "I wrote a secret book that I didn't tell anybody about."
Secret book.
And we're just like, I'm just like, oh my gosh. How did he do that on top of everything else he's been doing, right? Because he hasn't slowed down on his normal
He's been releasing
things.
stuff.
But he wrote an extra book, and then he kind of keeps going, and he's like, but COVID wasn't over yet. And he grabs another stack and slams it on top. He's like, I wrote 2 secret books in the last 2 years, right? And then he keeps going, and then towards the end of the video, he's just like, but it wasn't over yet. And he grabs 3 more. And he's like, I wrote
3 more
5 extra novels in the last 2.5 years that I haven't told anybody about. And so all that to say, he's a machine. He's amazing. So on top of this like cool reveal that he's doing where it's like a surprise and nobody knew it was happening, he's releasing these books in a really unique format. And so what he's going to do is he's actually doing a Kickstarter. And
Okay.
So you sign up for the Kickstarter, and what happens is you get a book every 3 months in the year 2023. And so he's releasing, one of them is going to be like a graphic novel, so it's like on its own or whatever. But the other 4 main novels, he's just going to release every few months in 2023 to whoever backs the Kickstarter. It's funny because the Kickstarter had like the goal published on it, and it was like $1 million goal was the goal, you know. When in 24 hours he had 16 million pledged on Kickstarter.
I'm just gonna, as of this recording right now, $17,606,110.
I think he broke every
on Kickstarter.
He broke
And
like
that just
every
went up as I
Kickstarter
looked at
record.
Wow.
It's been maybe 48 hours, but I don't think it's been. No, because I think it was yesterday that it got released. So I think it's been like 32 hours or something.
It was a day ago.
Yep.
Okay, like I'm not so sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
like I'm in real time watching this number
Yeah.
go up as you talk.
It's
And it just
insane.
keeps going up.
It's insane.
It's so nuts.
And so I think it's important because you got to remember how interconnected this like fantasy literature world is to what we end up getting from like a sci-fi fantasy content in like the movie TV show world, right? All of Sanderson's stuff it's just a matter of time before it turns into Netflix or Amazon series or whoever ends up paying him and giving him what he wants is going to make a monstrosity of a TV show out of 1 or 2 or more of his book series, right? And so this will eventually be really relevant, but what he's doing is just so different. Like no other authors, I feel like, interact with their fans the same way that he does, because he's doing the like YouTube or like influencer style as an author.
Yeah.
And so it really, I mean, he's just making bukus of money is really what it comes down to. Just a lot of money.
So I'm on the Kickstarter now. So just for anyone listening along, the books you speak of will be roughly 400 pages.
Yep.
And yeah, there's a year. It says a year of Sanderson.
Yep.
There's something in every month, as you said. I think it's this next year. You said it sounds like.
Yeah. So he's going to take 2022
2023
to revise.
So there's a breakdown. You can do 4. Is this like a month, like the monthly thing?
So you
like
can do
40 a month,
you can
or would
just
this
get the
be
books.
just $40 and like
just the $40. Yep.
So it looks like if you pledge $40, you get a quarterly ebook.
Yep.
$60 you get a quarterly ebook and audiobook. And it goes up from there. You got $160, so you get hardcovers, unsigned, and the ebooks. $220, you get hardcovers, audio, and ebooks. It goes up from there. Looks like the top one right now is $500. You get all hardcovers, unsigned, audio, ebooks, and 8 swag boxes through the year of 2023, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, So like, is this series like? Is it gonna be? Do you know if it's connected? Is this
So that's a
are they
loaded
just kind of
question,
their own
right?
thing?
So so it's a loaded
So we
question.
don't know. Okay.
He's got something, he calls it the Cosmere. Okay, Cosmere sits up here. He has multiple
Okay.
series that are within the Cosmere, and they are loosely tied together by really small threads that are hard to find, and he does a good job of like hiding it, and you have to be pretty like you have to be kind of focused in to really start to catch some of the stuff, which is amazing. His ability to like create a world and tie all of this together is insane. But anyway, so 3 of them are within the Cosmere, but they're each separate stories. So they'll stand
But they
alone.
are like set in the same
It's like a universe
world.
essentially.
So I'm imagining like I'm trying to like comprehend this myself.
Yeah.
And maybe for anybody out there that is the same feels the same way, but like I'm thinking like MCU, but not as connected as that.
Correct.
Like take out a lot of the like the references, and it's just a little. I guess I'm thinking like the Netflix series. They like there was very small things that you could either see in the background,
Sure.
or that were never really mentioned, but you knew it was the same universe,
Right.
but it was never like talked about the other things that were going on, like that kind of connection.
So a good way to kind of explain it. I read the first series from him that I read and had no idea that it was a part of anything else.
So,
and then I read the second one. I don't think I even caught it until I started like looking up forums and watching videos and stuff like that I realized they were connected. I get excited about it. So the Stormlight Archive is it's my favorite story of any other story, include all mediums and formats. So I get pretty pumped.
I guess I gotta be like pretty like upfront. Like the real reason I asked you is like, would I be able to back this and like kind of just jump in and start reading these books possibly, or would I have to?
No, you could definitely just pick him up.
Go back.
You can pick him up. He's easy to read too. He's not a very like one of the reasons he can write so much is he's not like a flowery writer. He's a pretty straightforward, clear cut, no messing around writer. But it's the storytelling that keeps it interesting. So he's not gonna like.
I honestly, I'm kind of half tempted. Have you yourself backed this?
I have not yet. Because I don't know what I want to do yet.
I'm kind of I'm tempted.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. There are a lot of options.
There's so many.
I'm kind of tempted just to like. I'm more of an audio. I like audiobooks, but that one I don't know. I'm gonna have to play. I might have to play around with this. Or hey, maybe if you get one of the ones with audiobooks, I'll go halvesies in with you, so I have access.
Oh, that's a good idea too.
Maybe we'll do something. Maybe we'll do something like that because I know obviously there's no final cover on these, but just the very plain cover he's released on these pictures, I'm enticed enough. That's super cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned a lot. I didn't know. Like you sold me.
It's a really cool idea. Like just all the stuff he does it's kind of insane.
That's so cool. Like I am like legitimately like fascinated right now. I am. I want to read so bad.
Think of the time it takes.
So many books.
Trust me. Hey,
like
if you want to sit down and start reading, I'll get you started.
I was thinking there was Master and Apprentice was there, the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan book, and I thought about just leaving it out and starting to read it again because I only got like a little bit in, and with the Obi-Wan show coming out, I thought about maybe I just jump in, and it was announced. We don't have this on our notes, so maybe we'll cover this in a few weeks. But it was announced there's actually an Obi-Wan book coming out that's a prequel to Master and Apprentice. So that's actually super exciting.
Ooh.
Not sure when that comes out. I'll have to do a little more research, but yeah, I'm an audiobook guy. I just because I'm in the car a lot. I love my podcasts, so I just like easy
Same.
like it's easy to listen to something and. But yeah, I'm excited. I'll have to. I'm curious. I might have to. I'll have to get with you and see what book of his is a good one. Maybe I'll just jump in, just dive right in.
See if I can't hook you into this world.
Find me the littlest book of his. That is what I need.
I know that's kind of the trick. It's like, okay, what's easy?
Yeah, because those books, like when they're thick, like they're intimidating. Like especially if I mean,
Uh-huh.
I feel like even if you're a reader, I would imagine a new one, you're like, oh, okay, there's a whole book.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
even the Harry,
So like
yeah,
the Stormlight Archive, the Way of Kings is the first one. It took me a long time to get through the beginning because these epic fantasy series are just like they're slow. Like they can be
a
really
lot of
slow
detail, I'm sure.
because they're just so massive.
Yeah, and I gotta imagine, like I'm not a big reader, so I mean I'm just going off of my comparison, like in my head. But like Lord of the Rings, for example, like just the
Mhm.
movies themselves, like
Yeah.
they're so like detailed. Like I can only imagine when you're coming up with that universe in your head and you want to put it on paper, like how
Mhm.
detailed you almost want to be for yourself too to organize it because there's so much going on.
Right? Yeah.
Fantasy is cool. We'll definitely keep an eye on that series coming up because I'm interested.
Oh, yeah.
And it's usually not my cup of tea, so
Mhm.
I'm excited for that. Speaking of fantasy, you know what's fantastic? The Beasts, the Fantastic Beast 3 trailer, or the second trailer, I think, dropped recently. The new movie is called the
Yeah. I remember there was one earlier.
Yeah, I think it was like a short one. I think it's like the
Mhm.
big long one. Don't save that audio. But this one's called The Secrets of Dumbledore. Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. This is the third installment of this franchise. I'm not sure how many are actually going to be in this. I've lost track. It's been a while since the last one came out. Johnny Depp got recast and is now Mads Mikkelsen. So who knows what's going on? Galen Erso is now Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp is now Galen Erso, and who really knows what's going on? And now I'm just mixing worlds and universes and fandoms. But I've actually not watched this trailer. It came out yesterday. Came out the February 28th. I've not watched it. You not watched it. We're actually going to watch it.
2 days ago.
Yeah,
February
three-
bothers me.
Dude, it's so stupid, especially when you look at a calendar of March, and it's the same days, and you're just like, oh wait, wrong month. Everything's just the same day.
Yep.
So stupid. But let's go ahead. We're actually going to watch it live here on the show to give our reactions, if we have any reactions. This series is weird because I love this series, but I'm also really like unimpressed with this series compared to Harry Potter. It's weird. Like if it were its own thing, I think it'd be awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
But let's go ahead and watch this. I got my little trigger, my little cursor on the play button. I assume you do as well. We are gonna watch this
I sure
live.
do.
So we're gonna do it in 3, 2, 1 when I say go. So in 3, 2, 1, go.
Memory is everything. Without it, we are blind.
Albus.
Without it, we leave the fate of our world to chance.
Oh, that was cool.
I'm sorry to disturb you, Albus, but I've just received troubling news.
Tell me, what is it?
It's Grindelwald.
The time is closed, my brothers and sisters.
Our war with the Muggles begins today!
The world as we know it is coming undone. If we're to defeat him, you'll have to trust me.
Mr. Kowalski, we need you.
I said I want an out and I want out.
You do know I'm a witch, right?
Dumbledore asked that I give you something.
That little screen.
This is the team that's going to take down the most dangerous wizard in a century. Who wouldn't like our
Worst moment.
No one can know everything, not even you.
Is that Snitch?
What you're doing is madness. With or without you, I'll burn down their world.
Ooh.
Dangerous times favor dangerous men.
If by tea time...
Is that the room of requirement?
Are still alive. You should consider our efforts a success.
Sure, it
Mr.
looks
Kowalski.
like it.
My pleasure. Do you really intend to turn your back on your own kind? It was you who said we could reshape the world.
Even if we make mistakes. We can try to make things right.
We're gonna need some help.
There's nothing you can do to stop me.
Ooh, I like the little Harry Potter theme.
Things are not quite what they appear.
I trust you're enjoying your wand, Mr. Kowalski.
Ooh.
Can I keep this?
Mando when he got the dark saber.
I know, right?
Okay.
I don't know how to use this.
So this feels like a finale. Am I correct in that feeling?
Yeah, it does. It does.
I'm gonna Google it right now. How many Fantastic Beasts movies will there be? Because I really I don't know the answer. 5.
I guess I just assumed it was 3.
5.
5, really?
This was in December. This article came out. 5.
Like 3 months ago, December?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. There's a lot of cool like stuff. The Phoenix. I can't. What's his name? I don't want to. Fox. Fox was in there. That was cool.
Fox.
Really dug like them sitting down at dinner type thing. Like how they're still like they have that like respect enough where it's like
right.
All right. Well, glad we could have this meeting. I'm doing this with or without you. I'm sorry. Like I absolutely adore Johnny Depp as an actor, and he portrayed just that evilness really, really well. And like I don't get that from Mads Mikkelsen in this trailer. I don't know.
It's tough. I think you're probably just comparing.
I am
the two
completely,
which is going to happen. I think his casting seems fine to me if you didn't have the whole thing happen already. But obviously that happened.
I said months ago. So if you haven't seen the movies, I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil stuff. But like the first movie, he was Colin Farrell was the bad guy. Colin Farrell was Grindelwald, and then it is revealed at the end of the movie he was just disguising himself as Colin Farrell, and he was really Johnny Depp. I was like, why didn't we just cast Colin Farrell again and then pretend he was just disguising himself to the world or something? Because I thought like Colin Farrell did a really, really great job. Like and granted, I think Colin Farrell played it knowing it was going to be Johnny Depp, like just mannerisms and stuff. But
right.
Why not do that? Why not? Or what? I don't know. I think you could have rewrote it around rather than recasting it. Like just go back. You already had two characters.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
2 people. Yeah,
that would have made more sense.
Like it's because it's not like you're going based off of books, right? You're kind of creating the story. So why not just? I don't know.
Yeah.
Continuity wise, it would have been better to like have some kind of lame explanation, like he's disguising himself again, rather than just recasting. Marvel's done a great job at recasting, so like people do it. Franchises get away with it, but I just feel, and maybe Mads Mikkelsen will play this almost the same way Johnny Depp was, and there'll just be no noticeable difference once we get going into the movie. I don't know.
Right.
Love Mads Mikkelsen. It's a little shocking to my eyes. This movie looks like the best one yet. I will say that.
I agree.
I think so, and I know you and I talked about it like a long time ago, but like they really embraced that Fantastic Beasts thing in the first one, and then they felt like they were trying to go on this Dumbledore story, and like they almost felt lost.
Yeah, I don't know why
they got stuck in this title and got lost in their stories somehow. Like they weren't meshing. I feel like it looks like they're just going straight into the story rather than the whole Fantastic Beasts thing. Like, which is fine by me.
Like, they're just gonna dive in, and it's gonna be called this, even though it's not relevant.
Exactly. And I imagine, because this movie's called Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, I'm imagining going forward, it's just going to be one of those, The Secrets of Dumbledore, and that's how it's referred to as.
Yep.
Just like that kind of movie. Yeah. I liked the Golden Snitch. We got the flashback of flash forward of older Dumbledore from the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
I think it looks good. I'm sure we'll get more. This comes out, I believe, in April.
Yeah.
April 15th. So
it's April 15th.
Only in theaters April 15th.
Isn't that tax day?
I don't know. It got pushed last year. Got pushed back to like June 15th. I don't know if it's the same. We are a pop culture podcast or YouTube show. I don't even know what we are or something.
We don't know what we are.
But I am going to go out of our comfort zone, or I should say, go out of our area of expertise here, and say I'm going to give you the date. Monday, April 18th is tax day this year. I thought it was always the 15th.
I thought so too. But I won't lie, I've not been an adult long enough to give a very solid answer on that.
I can tell you that tax day was first introduced in 1913 when the 16th Amendment was ratified. I do know that as of right now.
Yeah, is it because it's on your screen right now?
Google. Welcome, Google, the third host of the show. There are three of us here. Google is one of them.
The most important host of this show, one might even say.
Both of us might even say, actually. Let's
All right. Moral of the story. Are you excited for this movie?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I am.
Will you see it in theaters?
Yeah, probably. I really love the movie theaters, and I miss the movies, and there's a lot of good ones coming out. Yeah. So probably. I've been teasing whether or not I should get like the Regal movie pass for like $20 a month. I don't know yet. I kind of might, especially with like all the movies coming out this year. I know we're gonna be talking about a lot of them, so I might, and I'll probably go see it. Yes. How about you? I know we actually were talking about the movies before we came on air. Are you going to go see it?
No. I want to. Maybe. It's hard. It's harder to get to the movie theaters. We have 2 kids, so it's a little more difficult.
So it's really like how important is it to you? Yeah.
Yeah. And I won't lie, they lost me a little bit on the second one. So Nikki and I, we love the first movie. We absolutely loved it. We think it's fantastic. And then the second one, I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like, why is this movie the way it is?
I always felt the second one should have been 2 movies.
Yeah,
it was the way it was laid out. Just like 2 movies.
Mm-hmm. Should have just ended the Fantastic Beasts things and started the Dumbledore thing, and I would have been fine with that. Like,
honestly, they pigeonholed themselves with the title, with the Fantastic Beasts thing. Because if you look at the Fantastic Beasts franchise, third host Google, I need you to come in on this.
You could have just renamed stuff. I don't know. It's weird.
I just moved my camera. I'm sorry, guys. I'm back.
They should have just named it Harry Potter, and then called the first one Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. And the second one,
instead of Fantastic Beasts, why didn't you just be like the Wizarding World? And then the Wizarding World, the Fantastic Beasts, the Wizarding World, the Crimes of Grindelwald, the Wizarding World, the Secrets of Dumbledore. Boom, you got it.
Right.
Because like if you actually look at the posters or whatever, like the first one is Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, and then the next movie is Fantastic Beasts, the Crimes of Grindelwald. Like clearly you guys see the disconnect.
It just seems like would have been an easy solution, but maybe
it was just like they switched the story, going into the second one. The focus of it, this whole franchise has just been really weird because like there was talks that Universal Studios was going to do like a Fantastic Beasts world along with their Wizarding World, but then like the second one didn't do too hot, so like people were freaking out and it kind of got scrapped. But it's been one of those franchises that's just like it feels like 2 different things almost. It's weird. I don't know. And then the whole Johnny Depp, fiasco and drama going around there in Hollywood. And it is what it is. Speaking of multiple actors playing the same role, though, we've got Colin Farrell, Johnny Depp, and now Mads Mikkelsen playing Grindelwald, which, by the way, I love the character of Grindelwald. I think the character itself is fascinating. I think he's already more dangerous and intimidating than Voldemort, in my opinion. That's just me.
Whoa.
Okay, think about it. Voldemort's like
I don't.
Do you agree or no?
So the thing is, we didn't see Voldemort in prime Voldemort. We just saw.
That is true.
It's like you only saw Palpatine when he came back in episode 9 versus
somehow
all the other Palpatine we saw.
Returned somehow. I'm convinced, by the way, I'm convinced the line delivered by Oscar Isaac, Palpatine returns somehow, is the greatest line in cinematic history. And that's I think where I stand. I just think it's someone on the Disney writing team. They said put that line in there, and someone said no, don't do that. Like, this is a beloved franchise that's in like its 42nd year by the time this movie comes out. Like, we cannot do that to them. And someone's like, $20 and we'll do it. Someone said okay, and it's just
they're like, no,
they do it.
They're like, no, listen, we're not going to give them an explanation. We have to make it ridiculous. Like, and it has to be completely obvious that we are doing this and they are not going to get what they want.
That, or it was something so simple where it was like, we need to explain how he came back somehow. And someone's like, yeah, we do. And then like, that person that said that expected the writing team to come up with an explanation, but the writing team thought that was the explanation.
Like, they just put that as a placeholder.
Yes.
And then Oscar Isaac ended up saying it like it was the actual script.
Yes.
Like, we didn't have the quotations around it. What are you doing?
The more realistic explanation, and I think I have to this is what I have to like truly believe. Carrie Fisher was like, nah, keep it this way and we'll really mess with everybody, because that's Carrie Fisher's sense of humor. And she's like, yeah, you keep it, and it was her call. That's my guess. On set she changed it.
That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah,
we'll go with
I
that
love
theory.
But different actors playing the same role. No role is more iconic, I feel like, than the role of Batman. There's been so much Batman. Like, Batman is the center of the news this week. It seems like the Batman, starring Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz and Colin Farrell, we just talked about. That comes out this week. As you can see, I am repping the Batman today on the show. I am pumped personally for this movie. It's gotten like glowing reviews so far, dude. Like 10 out of 10, like perfect scores on Rotten Tomatoes thus far. It's gotten special certification ratings from like Regal that like very few movies get.
Wow.
Like, it's got to meet certain criteria, and like, I guess it's just amazing. From my understanding, this is like, it's Batman's second year fighting crime, so he's still very young in his crime fighting days, which I think is going to be cool. There's a short, like 4-minute funeral clip online. I watched that. I thought it was awesome. Just a little we got. Paul Dano adds, the Riddler I hear is amazing. He steals the show. I've tried to avoid reviews because I kind of want to go into it a little bit clear-headed. But just the one or two I've read have been glowing. They've been outstanding. That releases, well, today. It'll be in theaters tonight if you're listening this day of the show release. Otherwise, it is out in theaters this weekend, and I'm sure it'll be streaming within the 45-day window mark. Seems to be the new standard after movie theater releases. But I'm excited.
Except for Spider-Man.
That's okay though. Spider-Man. We can't talk about Spider-Man while we're talking about Batman, Steven.
You're right.
Gosh. God.
We don't talk about Spider-Man.
Peter Parker. No. I'm excited for Batman. It's getting glowing reviews. And then on a side note, I don't know if any of you saw, we posted on our Instagram, we posted on our Facebook page. I think we posted on the Twitter. I have no idea. Michael Keaton's Batman photo was on there. I'll just let you guys go and view that for what amazingness it is. I felt like a child screaming inside how awesome it was. This is just a silhouette of his Batman suit because he is returning for Batgirl movie on HBO, which I think will just be HBO like exclusive.
Okay.
And then he's returning in the Flash movie, the Flash that's based on the Flashpoint story, which is a great story. I think this is going to be DC's year, dude. Like, I think they can finally set themselves up. Yes. And like with this Batman movie coming out, the new one, The Batman, it's going to be like its own thing. The director doesn't want it to interact with the DCEU. It's like the flag. He does not want all of that.
So it's going to be like a standalone.
It's going to be its own thing. It's going to confuse people, and I get it, but I think it's what we need. I'm excited for it. I love if you actually look at like the DC titles coming out this year, I just love how simple they are. It's the Batman comes out, the Flash comes out. I think the only one with like an actual title is Aquaman. It's like Aquaman and whatever. But I'm just like, yes, just start fresh. Just start.
Right.
Just go. Just do it right. I really hope this Batman movie sticks. I hope it's good, first off, but I hope it sticks. I hope, especially if we're starting this young in his career, maybe it's something where Robert Pattinson plays this character for the next 12 years and we get to see a good chunk of just Batman story from almost beginning to
That'd
end,
be cool.
perhaps. Because we saw that with Christian Bale's beginning and we saw the end, but there was so much time in between them. We never like saw the little things. And I'm hoping we get that, Will we get a Joker eventually? I don't know. If we do it right. Really, really slow burn that character intro if we do it. Make it worth our while. Make us want it. Tease us with it. You know what I mean? Like tease it in the second one and give it to us in the sixth.
Right.
Like do it, build it up. But yeah, I'm hopeful that comes out this weekend. I'm excited. Yeah,
and you made me excited too.
Like I am for sure. I'm seeing this movie this weekend. I'm gonna find a way. If I'm going alone, I am going alone. I do not care. I'm gonna see this movie. I actually contemplated going down to Indy like 2 days ago because they had an early showing in their IMAX theater, and I thought about it. I was like, I should just make the trip and go. Like leave work a little early and go.
Ooh, you should have.
But I didn't. It's okay. It's okay. There's been no spoilers on the internet that I've seen. People have done a really good job. Will we get all three Batman? Will we get 3 Batman in this, like in Spider-Man? I don't know. Probably not. Probably.
Yeah, probably not.
One thing I do want to, I will like applaud Batman for, and this includes Gotham, the series, any Batman film, even this one. They never give you a time frame, ever. Like you never know when it's actually set. Because they do a great job of making it feel like it's set in the 70s, but then they'll throw things in like a cell phone, and you're like, wait a minute. That cell phone shouldn't be around with all those cars. Like, this makes no sense. And it adds that mysteriousness of it. But
that's like, it's like what Gotham should feel like, because it should feel like this weird, it's like in this out of time and out of world city, right? It's kind of it kind of adds to that mystique almost. I don't know what the
only one that felt like it belonged in its time period that it came out would be the Dark Knight trilogy. I think that one kind of felt like okay, like that felt like, oh yeah, that's Chicago I'm looking at. Like I don't know, it just felt, if you could feel it, you could feel like it felt real. Which I thought, but I think that worked for that franchise personally.
Yep.
Like just the ins and outs. But I guess that so for all of you that don't know, DC Comics stands for Detective Comics. I hope that's right. I hope I didn't sound like an idiot. Is there?
Oh man, I did not know that.
I gotta look it up. Yeah, but it's for. I had to double check myself. Stands for Detective Comics.
Real awkward.
That would have been real bad. But Batman, he's historically a detective. Like that. Like he's a detective vigilante, right? I think I love the 66 TV series. For anyone that's watched it, it's cheesy, it's silly, but it's fantastic. I love Adam West and Burt Ward. I love the whole thing. That was very detective though. He was Batman, but he was a detective. And I guess this new Batman movie is actually very detective. Like it's I guess it's one of those movies that you actually have to kind of follow and think about as you're going in to what's happening, and it's very almost like a crime movie. Like you're trying to figure out what happened. Like and I'm like, good, that's Batman. Like it, because that's awesome. What Batman started out great. As, and I'm like, yes, please. And maybe with this character arc, I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe it starts very detective like, and then just becomes more hero-ish because crime gets out of hand, and which is fine. Yep. I'm okay with that, but I've been wanting something like this for years. I'm glad we're getting this. I've been on the Robert Pattinson train since the beginning, because do not forget, people, when Heath Ledger was cast all those years ago, people were up in arms. They were like, this does not work, and that's history. I need to say no more about that that portrayal of that character. But yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait. One thing I am not happy about, or I guess a lot of people aren't happy about, is I was right. AMC is trying out this what's it called? Like this pricing model, like experiment thing. I don't even know, but they're, I guess, upcharging for the Batman movie. It's a new movie, so I guess they're gonna see if they're gonna get more money out of people. This actually comes from this is a quoted from the CEO Adam Aaron. During the earnings call for AMC, he said, "Currently, our prices for the Batman are slightly higher than the prices we are charging for other movies playing in the same theaters at the same time." He goes on to say, "This is all quite novel in the United States, but actually AMC has been doing it for years in our European theaters." So for all our European listeners and watchers out there, viewers, this is news to me. I don't know this. He says, "Indeed, in Europe, we charge a premium for the best seats in the house, as do just about all the sellers of tickets in other industries, sporting events, theater, concerts," which is true. I get that. But don't, and please, if I'm mistaken, like, is there really a best seat in the house for a movie theater? Like, we're not in the 90s anymore where people are going to sit in front of you. Like, it's stadium theaters. So
I feel like it's still better in the middle.
I feel like the first 3 rows aren't great, but I feel like anything other than that, like, I'm pretty happy. Like, I don't know, like, but like, would you pay more for that? Like,
how much
premium
more?
seats
$1
cost
more?
this. So South London premium seating is around $12.65 US, compared to $10 US for a regular seat.
No, I wouldn't pay that much more, but if it was like 50 cents to $1 per ticket more, I might pay that for a movie I like.
I mean,
to get to sit like in a middle or whatever, but I don't know though.
I don't know. Like, I guess I do understand. Like, I have been there where I've gotten anxiety. Like, my first viewing of a movie, I do really want to see, where I'm like, oh god, I gotta have a good seat. I do get that. Like, I have experienced that.
In all reality, I guess I'm more on board with what you said than I'm giving off, because even though I think the middle seats are better, I still try to sit on the ends so I don't have to deal with people. Like, so.
But the thing is, even with like Regal, you don't have to deal with that, because like the seats. And I don't know about theaters rest of the world,
right?
But like a lot of theaters are going to like recliners and stuff, and some AMC's are. You don't worry about people like walking in front of you, because like there's just so much room now.
Yeah.
So I don't. I remember when my biggest worry was 3D movie ticket prices being like $3 more.
Oh gosh.
What happened to that? Are 3D movies even a thing anymore?
I don't think so, because they sucked.
I know you hated them. I remember there would be plenty of times where I wanted to go see a 3D movie, and like I just knew, I was like, I'm going with Steven, so that's not happening. True story.
It's true. I would not go, because you got to pay more for a worse experience.
I don't know about that, man.
It's like the opposite of the seating pricing model we just talked about. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to charge you more for the worst version of this movie.
Sure. Sure. I mean,
you might wear these dumb
yeah, sure.
cardboard glasses the whole time too, by the way.
They weren't cardboard, they were plastic. I'm sure I have plenty of them still sitting around somewhere.
I guess I was thinking of like the really early ones. They were like that like thin cardboard with the like paper foil lenses or whatever. I'm thinking like Shark Boy Lava Girl back in the day.
Oh, your thing. I do think I feel like the Star Wars re-release, the episode 1 3D had paper ones. I could be wrong though.
I think they were all like that in the really early 3D movies.
Man, I want to go again to a 3D movie now. They exist. They have to exist. I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna go to one. Man. All right, so we're quite a ways way into this show. There's one more thing I want to talk about this week. I'm not gonna talk too long about it, just because I've not been there, even though I wish I was. Yeah, I'm not. And Star Wars Galactic Cruiser, the Star Wars Hotel. It's been talked about for years at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. It's happening. It's opening March 1st. Opened 2 days ago. Was its first voyage with people, like with guests, with paying guests.
That's cool. Tell me about it, because I don't really know what it is.
It's the best thing ever from what I'm hearing. Let me tell you about the birthday present you're gonna buy me in a few years. This is gonna be great. Let me tell you about it. Okay. So it is a 2-day interactive adventure. So it is. It's not a Star Wars hotel. It's more of a think of a cruise. I've never been on a cruise. I don't think you've been on a cruise. But it's more of a cruise. So I've heard it. So there was a media event last week and a half ago, depending on when you're listening to this. A lot of media influencers or like Star Wars podcasters, pop culture, organizations got to go stay on it for free. Good for them. Jealous. It's
nice.
Cool. I heard some reviews. I listened to some reviews. But essentially, from what I've heard, it's basically like a 2-day ride. Like you're on a 2-day ride.
Right.
So the way this works, and I'm going based off of just my knowledge, what I've read, what I've heard, kind of what I've seen. I've watched stuff, and you guys can, obviously, if you go to YouTube, you can see all sorts of stuff. I will say there are a lot of spoilers, because there's like big finales and stuff. Because this is like a show you're a part of, watching. There are there are actual spoilers if you go to certain stuff. I've avoided them because I do want to experience this one day. So what happens is you arrive at your destination, you go to the lobby or whatever, and it's a 2-night experience, like 1 day to 2 nights, or 2 nights, maybe 3 days-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
And you're getting on the Halcyon, which is the Galactic Starcruiser. It's basically a cruise ship in space. You get to the lobby, and they go over the video or whatever, like the precursor video. You get on your shuttle, and it takes you to the ship, or you get on the ship, and you go up, you go up. So once you walk in, you see no more Florida, you see no more palm trees, you see no more sky. Like, you're in this ship. It's very interactive, and everything's done on a data pad, which is it'll be your iPhone or your cell phone,
right?
In the Disney app. But it's very unique. It's very customizable. So, like, say you and I go on this cruise, this Star Cruise, we can choose different things, and our experiences will be 2 completely unique things.
Interesting.
We will not have the same experiences. There's a lot of team building. Like, I don't say team building, but there's a lot of things that you do with your family or your friends or whoever you're with, and you kind of work as a team and you make choices together. And once you actually get onto the Halcyon, which is the name of the Star Cruiser, there is no mention of Star Wars. There is no Star Wars because there's no movie called Star Wars. You're in it. You're in it. You're not. It's not a movie franchise. This is a real thing that's happening, right?
Yeah.
They have sabacc tables going on. Their food. They have Felucian shrimp. So these shrimp are literally blue. Green rice, I think, is on there. There's just so much stuff. And they actually have an area. It's called a climate simulator. And you go out into this climate simulator, and I think it's actual outside, Florida. But I think it's still roofed in, but it's simulating the climate.
That's hilarious,
right? It's not. The rooms are themed. It's I've seen videos, it's cool. So your window port, because each room has a window, right?
Yeah.
You're looking out into space because you're in space. And it's not and Disney hasn't set this thing up where it's a 2-hour loop, right? No, it's different the whole time. It will never ever be the same thing you see. And at night, you can turn it off and close your window, or you can keep it open. And there's the I forget what they're called off the top of my head. The space whales, from Rebels, you see those go by. You'll see asteroid fields. People were saying if something blows up in front of the ship, or they shoot something, you'll see the debris go by your window.
That's insane.
And they have there's like the bed, and there's like 2 bunk beds, and like they're in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And like the beds are like you and I would fit in the bunk beds. I think they're like the mattresses are like 6'5". Like it fits. Like their whole modeling and like their whole like way to describe it is like it should fit anyone from a Padawan to a Wookiee, and like they stay true to that. I watched a little bit of like footage, and when they're on the bridge, they go, okay, we're gonna make our first jump to hyperspace on this voyage, and it's so cool because you have like the big screen, or the window in front of you because you're on a ship, and then they have smaller windows up there, and those they jump to hyperspace, and it is wild. It's so nuts. You have to watch some stuff like when you get some time.
Yeah.
I watched someone go into their room and like turn on the button, like hit the button that opens their spaceport, like their window. I almost had tears in my eyes. Like I will be completely honest. I'm like, oh my God, like it was so real. I mean, obviously you go into this suspending your belief.
Right.
You have to go into it kind of, right? But I've heard it's great. Even if you don't love Star Wars, I've heard this is amazing. Like if you love someone who loves Star Wars, like you'll enjoy this experience. They have merchandise you can only buy on the ship.
That's cool.
And this does include a park ticket for a day. The second day you do go into the parks on Batuu, which is Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios. So you actually get off, like a ship takes you down to the planet Batuu from your Starcruiser, like like a escape pod type thing, and you get off in the middle of Batuu, so like in the middle of the park.
That's so cool.
It's so they have interactive lightsaber training. If you guys if you saw in the past, they have a real, I'm air quoting if you're listening to the podcast, lightsaber. It retracts, it glows. It's a little flimsy, I heard, but there's this epic, like I don't want to give anything away if people are really trying to avoid spoilers, but like there's this battle sequence at some point in there which I watched, and if you're trying to avoid everything, like cover your ears, mute it, whatever, I'll give you the thing. Like la 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 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So there's an epic battle sequence between Kylo and Rey up on the thing, which I will say the Kylo voice is kind of they could work on that. But they do this cool epic battle sequence, and it's like up above, like they're close to you, but it's up above. So probably special effects they're using and stuff.
Right.
I will say she's got the retractable real lightsaber. And he's just got probably one of the really fancy like Kylo Ren lightsabers, right? If you watch the video, hers does look legit real versus what he has in his hand. You like the blade, I'm like, that one's real. Like it looks like real. Like, and it's cool. They have dinner experiences. The crew on board is in character. And from my understanding, what I'm getting is you're like, some stuff is scheduled out, but like lightsaber training is scheduled, different things. But the whole experience is unique. You can go into your room and be like, I'm gonna relax, and then start having a conversation with the droid in the room, and start getting missions and doing different stuff. Like it's almost like a go thing. It sounds like.
That's nuts.
And you get special access at the parks, like front of line access because they give you pins before you get into the park, so people in the park know. And the price point has been the big topic of discussion. It is a 2-day experience, and right now for a party of 2, the price is coming in. I had it at a whopping $4,809.
That's what I would expect.
That's for 2 people for 2 nights. You can do more people, so the price goes up, but I believe the price of like per person would go down.
Yeah.
At that point, the more people you do, and I think there's even like an 8-person suite.
Oh wow.
In there. But it's booked up for the next 2 to 3 months. Pricing is going to be real weird. I know a lot of people are like, is it worth it? I have not done it, and it's one of those things. It's going to be different for everybody. Everyone's financial status is different. Lives are different. That's going to be a personal preference. Is it worth it to you? Right. That's everybody's different. I do think personally the pricing will go down over time. However, the big catch of it all is this is literally the only one in the world.
Yeah. Right.
There's
right.
not
Like,
one
you
in
can't do
California.
anything
There's
else
not one
like
in the other
this
Disney parks.
anywhere.
This is the only one, correct? From everyone I've talked to, or not talked to, everyone I've listened to and watched and everything so far, yes, it's worth it. Again, everyone's different, but like the experience itself, and a lot of people will probably look at this as a once in a lifetime experience.
Sure.
A very special occasion. I do plan at some point to go down there. I would love personally to like go with you. I think that would be like, eventually, even if it's in a few years, like I think that would be amazing just to
Yeah, no
experience
kidding.
that together. I think it would be really cool just for the fact that you and I used to play Star Wars in the
Right?
backyard, and then we would get to play Star Wars in space. Like I think personally, like I'm getting real giddy just thinking of that idea. Like, oh my gosh.
Right.
But yeah, they have lightsaber. Like they have. It just sounds amazing. I know when I have the opportunity, if I have the opportunity, or the chance or anything to go, I know I'm gonna take it. I'll wait for you. I will. I will. But it sounds
Maybe
awesome.
for your 30th.
You get access to the park for a day. Maybe for what?
Your 30th.
Ooh, maybe it'd be the Carbonite Cruise 1000th show.
That's a long time.
That'd be fun. You don't know that.
At the pace we are currently moving, that is
one a week.
like
That's
20
50 a year.
years.
Yeah, you're right. That's a ways away. That's a ways away. We'll start. I'll include the side shows. Some of the side episodes that we do. I'll include those in the show as well.
45.
Oh God, I mean, I have nothing else better to do. If I'm just going to be frank right now with you, I'm talking about this stuff regardless of if I record it or not. So, I mean, I'm going to be talking about this when I'm 45, regardless of what is recording me or not recording me or whatever. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's exciting. Hopefully the prices go down. I don't know if they have plans to build this anywhere else. I know this has been years in the making.
Right.
Someone brought up a really, really good point about this, like Galactic Starcruiser, but I think I almost wonder if Universal does something similar with like the Harry Potter stuff eventually, where like you're in these places, which is it's so funny, right? Like Star Wars inspired Harry Potter, and then Harry Potter Land inspired Star Wars Land, and then possibly this experience will like inspire that, and it's all art imitating life and life imitating art. And these fandoms are amazing. I love every bit of them. But speaking of sideshows and stuff, I know I am planning on going to Star Wars Celebration here in just a few months. In May 26th, it kicks off in Anaheim, California. As of now, I am planning on being there. So yeah, I can't wait to meet all you Star Wars aficionados and expertises. I was trying to make up a word there, but it didn't work. But I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, maybe have some people on the show. Meet up with some friends. We're gonna have a good time there. You're gonna be there. You're gonna get there. We're gonna even if I have to like, well, I don't want to, even if I have to make you something.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You make that face now. Okay, make that face now. You're gonna come home one day, and you're gonna be like, "Where are the wife and kids?" And you're gonna FaceTime. She'll be like, "We're in California. Where are you?"
Oh gosh,
like, told you. You're coming.
You just told me you're gonna kidnap my family to try to get me to go to Star Wars Celebration.
No. They came willingly. No, they came willingly. If I kidnapped her, she wouldn't be like, yo, what's up? We're in California.
She'd be like, that dumb friend of yours.
It's okay. Wouldn't be the first time someone said that about me.
Man, nor the last, probably.
Oh man, I can't believe I fit that in, and we're only a little over an hour in.
That's pretty good.
I'm impressed. We got through all that stuff.
We did. We talked about a lot of
stuff.
And we cut a lot of stuff.
We talked about a lot of stuff.
As far as topics.
We did cut a lot of stuff. Which is good. We have next week's episode.
Yeah, no kidding.
Next week's episode will include. Now we got to include it since I'm including it in the tease.
Ooh.
Just FYI. Next week's episode will include the Fairly Odd Parents trailer for the live action. Woo! This will be fun. Throw back.
No kidding.
Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents. We're going to talk Ewan McGregor commenting on his return as Obi-Wan recently. George Lucas recently was quoted talking about Anakin's scar in episode 3. So we'll talk about that. And Obi-Wan Kenobi theories, perhaps, on the show. Maybe, just maybe. A lot of Obi-Wan next week. A lot of Star Wars next week. Very Star Wars focused. And probably, I don't know if we'll do this on the show or if I'll do this separately, but I will probably give some sort of review on The Batman.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
I don't know if you all have seen it yet.
Probably not.
I don't want to spoil anything, but The Batman is coming out, folks. Check out this badass shirt. It's so cool. Batman's amazing. It was going to be a busy month. Batman, Moon Knight, then Doctor Strange next month.
We're gonna get busy real quick.
Oh, we're gonna hit 1,000 shows. We're gonna have a lot to do.
Kidding.
We're gonna get there. Thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, thank you for listening. If you're listening to podcast form, thank you for using all your senses to just dive into this show and this episode. And I'm rambling, so we will see you guys next week with all the fun pop culture news, Star Wars, Batman, everything under the sun. And I think that's all I got. Are you good? You have anything?
Nope, I'm good to go.
Anything?
Signing off.
All right, then. On that note, we will leave you. Signing off, Steven, Tyler, may the Force be with you all.
See you guys.